Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a daily tarot oracle reading, Tattletales from Tales from the Vector. And this is a collective or general reading, so parts of it may or may not resonate with you. Take what works for you and let go of the rest. This is a timely reading. So if you're watching this sometime after I posted it, it may be beneficial for you to go back to that time and take a look at what was going on for you, and it may give you some clarity on your situation. And my goal is to provide powerful information of value to you. I'm going to cut the cards and one more time, and we will begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. So the underlying energy, whoa, we have celebration here. Actually, this is not my favorite card. Some readers do read this as celebration. It's celebration, but with a different texture to it. So there's three people here, and they're celebrating, they're toasting each other, but none of them are looking at each other. So this just is saying, like, they're not really toasting each other, they're toasting whatever they're working on. So that's part of the energy. And the cups actually represent romantic love, and it can also represent what you love to do or what you love to be, kind of energy, where you love to go, that sort of energy. Having said that, when you don't look at someone in a lot of cultures when you're toasting, that it brings 7 years of bad luck, particularly in Europe. A lot of cultures believe that if you do not look at a person when you're toasting them, it will be 7 years of bad luck to your romantic life. So it kind of defeats the purpose, is what I am getting. And I feel that quite often when this card comes up, it will come in context with cards that represent third-party involvement of some sort. Ooh. We're off to a great start here. We have the Ten of Swords energy, being stabbed in the back and left for unalive. And so, yeah, that's the energy. That's what I feel that they're celebrating. That's what I'm talking about. So we're just going to recognize that this card, as disturbing as it looks, can also represent a blessing in disguise, because the Hierophant also has their hand in the form of a blessing like this. So this person has clearly been through it, and this represents being stabbed in the back, like by 10 people, 10 groups, 10 times by the same person, kind of energy. And it's talking about the good part of this is it's talking about this energy coming to end. It's at the end of a cycle. And you notice this is a 10 card. We just moved on January 1st. We moved out of the energy of the 2025, which was a 9-year cycle coming to an end. And we moved out of a 9-year cycle, 10-year cycle, a decade pretty much of energy, into 2026. 2 plus 2 plus 6 equals 10. 1 plus 0 equals 1. So it's the beginning of a new year. So I feel like this is saying that maybe it is time to celebrate because these people are no longer maybe available to hurt you in any way anymore. And whatever energy here was going on is now being resolved. It's either being resolved, and it may even turn out to be a blessing in disguise for you in the end. At the time, this is not very comfortable energy. But the sun comes out, yay! So I do feel like this is saying, 2025, and that if you just go back right now and think, what were you doing in this time frame, like just after New Year's, 10 years ago? And think about that energy, and that might give you some enlightenment about what I'm talking about. The sun is out now, though. This is the happiest card in the deck. This represents God and the energy of the divine. The sunflowers are all turning to face the sun. It also talks about shedding light on this, whatever this was. And it's talking about being on your destined path. You notice this little child is able to carry this heavy banner with ease. They're riding their pony. I feel like this is bringing in the energy also from the Chinese New Year, the fire horse energy, when the horses show up, I feel like it's talking about that energy. And so the fire horse energy is very free-spirited, and it's about really being energetic and adventurous and really looking to discover new things. The energy is very charming, determined, kind of like a toddler energy. And when it comes to matters of love, it can be very passionate and very intense. And when it comes to career and wealth, it can be about setting really, really ambitious goals, and then also like doing something new, something that would be a different venture for you. And the part that we have to watch in this fire horse energy is that it can fire us up so much. If you think about a horse when it wants to run, kind of energy, or if it doesn't want you on its back kind of energy. And how a horse can get spooked and then they'll run, and it can be really dangerous. That's the kind of energy, like avoid impulsive decisions, avoid impulsive actions, that you might regret later, is the energy that the fire horse, that's the danger of being in that energy. And also making your project so ambitious in such a short time frame that it brings you down and you end up getting burnt out, and then you don't want to finish it because it's no fun anymore. So this is about being happy and having a good life and being able to celebrate with others for sure, but not celebrating the happiness. That's the kind of energy. And then we have the Knight of Swords coming in. So the Knight of Swords, the knights worked for the king and queen in the old days, and they would deliver messages far and wide. And this knight is in a hurry. This is exactly the energy that I was talking about with the energy of the fire horse and the negative part of it. If you're rushing in, fools rush in. He's got his sword up, but we can't see the point. So what is he rushing in for, and why are you rushing into something? Because it could end up in this kind of energy. Sometimes this can also talk about us sabotaging ourselves through energy like this. And so this is talking about that impulsiveness and then making decisions, having a thought and just running with it, and then regretting it later. And the fire horse energy makes us want to do that. It's just like, oh. And so if you're already kind of a fiery, motivated person, watch that this energy doesn't burn you out. And the other thing is, sometimes, if you've ever been riding a horse, they'll get the bit in their mouth and they'll just run. And it's kind of like that energy of just wanting to run, and that when a horse gets into that energy, if they're spooked or something, as I said earlier, it can be very dangerous and end up, in a bad way. So you don't want to burn yourself out. You want to be ambitious, but, with some measure, right? Rein it in a bit is what it's saying. Because this communication is talking about something, and look at this. This is talking about someone, like this is the Nine of Swords. I feel this is the energy that you kind of left 2025 in. And like this is the beginning of the new. Like this is talking about, what is this energy about? What is the communication about? It's this situation here. Now in the old days, of course, the communication would be by in person, and it would be delivered by the knight, and then the knight would wait for the response and then deliver that back. So it could take forever, right? But this energy, now we could get a Facebook post, or like a some sort of Twitter post or whatever that you see. It could be an energy of watching a video and getting the information that you need to be able to proceed forward, or whatever you're concerned about. And it could also be an email, a phone call, like a text message, that kind of energy. So keeping that in mind, it feels like when whatever message comes in, it's causing this kind of energy of the never-ending nightmare and not being able to sleep, or because of what happened here, or it can be enlightenment from God, and God is rushing in to give you this enlightenment. A lot of times when we get enlightenment from the Spirit, it comes in the wee hours of the morning, like between 2 and 4 in the morning, and then this person could be just trying to remember, hey, what was it that dream said, or what was it that I, and these were the steps of action to take. The quilt on the bed here has cosmic symbols on it. So it's talking about the universe has your back kind of energy. So this could be just someone trying to remember, okay, what was that insight I received? I want to apply it, right? And that insight would have come from God to fix this situation, to change it for you. And then, yeah, it's talking like you've been in quite a battle here on some levels. Now, this card sometimes, the Five of Swords definitely says like, someone wanted to really win here, like winning at all costs kind of energy. And that could have been you, or it could have been other people. And, if you're in this energy, it could be like really aggressive and impulsive energy as well. This also can represent someone that is like battling within themselves, the subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind. So the subconscious mind is the thoughts that you have from the time you're born until you're about 7 years of age. And when you think about it, we can't remember who we are really or what happened to us when we were that young. And so we have to rely on the thoughts of those that were in charge of our care. And so it's not really necessarily who you were, but it's heavily imprinted on you. And so those thoughts are when we get into this really worried, anxious energy, it can really, that's when our subconscious mind says, oh, do this, and do that. And it's not usually the best advice. And then we have the energy of the unconscious mind, which is what your soul requires. A lot of people feel like, oh, I'm a human being and I have a soul, but you're actually a soul that's traveling in your human body. That's your vehicle. And so it's kind of talking about your conscious thoughts also. That's what he has his hand on. That's what he's aware of. And this can talk about, like, every time you do have a battle like this, and this could be the blessing in disguise, you become a better version of yourself, and you become that much wiser and that much more able to defend your position. And I feel like it could be talking about that. And it also could be talking about really actually having to have these battles with other people and being in that position where, hey, every time you've had to do that and stand up for yourself, you've let everybody know you will stand up for yourself, and it has given you more confidence in some ways. Even if you're down like this, it's like, I'm going to get back up again. That's the kind of energy that I feel here. I feel like this is talking about that's being the blessing, because eventually you get so strong that nobody wants to take you on. And then we have this energy, and this is almost like, this is the fire energy, the wand energy. And so this is talking about having a portal almost of energy that you've moved through, and really wanting to expand your horizons and leave behind what was. Sometimes this can represent this three people in a relationship energy where you had two, and you're leaving that couplehood behind, and you're moving forward with this new wand, this new way of being. And it may be after this has happened. You're for sure wiser than you were before. And now we have, yes, but wanting to get out of these troubled waters and move forward. And this is talking about moving forward. And you notice there's two swords here and there's two swords here. And this is talking about moving forward with the energy of getting out of troubled water into smoother water. And this is like turning to God, like turning to your destined path. This happiness here, like wanting, okay, what was my destiny? I want to get on my path, and I don't want to be in this energy ever again, or in this energy again. I want to be happy, like I was born to be. And this is talking about, like, there's only two people in this boat rather than three. Sometimes this represents someone's inner child, and that you've had to do some healing, with your subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind, and to really take discipline of your mind so that you can move forward in a much calmer way, right? And this is, this pole, the conveyor is having to really push really hard dig deep to get to the bottom there to be able to push the boat forward. And then we have the wounded warrior. Yes. So that's what this is talking about, leaving behind this energy and moving into this energy now. Happy days are ahead is the energy. This is getting cleared up. This energy is moving forward. This is saying it's been quite the battle, whatever you've been through. Now, sometimes this can represent even some sort of a health issue, and this could represent having to have surgery or something. I'm picking up for some people. And then the healing of that, after that, and now you're back on your feet, and you've got like the 8 wands are standing, and you're leaning on the 9th one here, the one that's closest to your heart. And it's kind of like, okay, or if it was a sabotage from other people or whatever, that now you're in this position where it was quite a battle, but you managed to still be standing. You're tired, but you're still standing, kind of energy. And whatever actions that you've taken or other people have taken, they've been planted now and they're behind you. That's the energy I'm getting. You're ready to move with this. You already have, actually. You've moved and you're now on the other side, and you're like, I can rest now, kind of energy. Yeah, you're back on your course. So the Chariot represents that, some positive change. This is coming in the near future. And so you'll notice here, there is no need to hold the reins, because now this Chariot is on your destined path. And so you don't have to be concerned about the pace you're going at the perfect pace to get what you need to do and to have this peace that you want. And then we have, there we have an ace coming in. Yay. I'm glad it's getting to be a better reading. So the Ace of Pentacles is coming in, a divine gift, and from the universe that, hey, getting back on, getting back on your path after being forced off it or being just distracted and going, off course. Because like I said, the thing is about this fire horse energy too in 2026 that people have to watch for is, like, if you make an error in judgment about, okay, I'm going to go down that path instead of this one, but it's only like they're only like 20 feet apart, you're not going to get that far on foot, in an hour. But in an hour on a horse that's running like this, you could go down the path really far. That's the energy, right? So that's the warning with that energy. There's benefits, and then there's also negatives that you have to be aware of. But this is a reward for staying on your, staying or getting back on your divine path that you were put on earth here to be. And remember, a lot of people are like, what's my purpose? Well, your purpose is to be the best version of yourself. Now, you may have done this the hard way, but it's saying that you've done it, because we have here this, I'm making a pyramid, and this bottom row here is about the tools that you already do have. And then these are the obstacles that you've had to overcome to be able to get into a real celebratory and get out of this energy. And we have the Knight of Pentacles coming in. So the Knight of Pentacles, this has been a long time coming. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest of all the horses. Now look, here we have 2 knights. Look at the difference in these energies, right? This one's going in this direction to the past, and this one is moving forward, kind of like looking at the pentacle and this energy, like the healing journey. And so I feel like this is saying this has been a long time coming. This is the slowest knight. His horse is at a standstill. But after this energy, it's kind of like, yeah, you needed to take a breather and really check your course. What direction am I going here? And there could have been some sort of information coming in now that you have a really good opportunity coming up, because you've taken the time, to heal yourself and get back on the right path. Now there's a reward coming in for following your North Star. Your North Star is your destined path. And then we have, look at that, you have some love coming in, it looks like, or a possibility. This is unconditional love, or this could be unconditional love for yourself. So the characters in the tarot deck are archetypes. So the Queen could be a male as well, and the Knights could be a female. This could be a female in their masculine energy, and this could be male in their feminine energy. So, or the feminine in a female in their feminine. But this, the Queen of Cups, she's got the only cup out of all the cup cards that actually has a lid on it. And this is saying she's a container for unconditional love. Like she loves, like this is someone, that's very maternal, that loves unconditionally, that has, can see, they love their country, they love their family, they love their husband or wife, or their partner, they love their children, they love where they live, they love their neighbors. They just have a lot of unconditional love and forgiveness. And then we have, okay, so yeah, that looks like, besides getting this pentacle for health, wealth, and happiness coming in, so that if this was some sort of a health issue or something that you had to have surgery for, the healing process, I feel like now you're in a position where here you're able to get back up and going again and have a love for life again, and perhaps you have a new partner coming in. Sometimes this can be about your masculine and feminine qualities coming together and really being in touch with your higher self, like that's what the sun represents here. But definitely, I feel like this is could be also for some of you having been in a relationship where someone cheated or something, and now you being offered, if you get divorced, it's expensive and you lose a bunch of money, and it's like it's a battle. And now, it's like, okay, there's peace again now. And all of a sudden you meet someone that that's really loving and that you can really see yourself with, and now you're have that gift, as well as having something new that you want to work on, or being able to get back on your feet and not be in this energy anymore. Really awesome. Yeah, there's an energetic upgrade. The Magician is coming in. So when the Fool goes on their journey in the minor or in the major arcana, they start off as the Fool at the 0 point, and this is the first card they come across. And so this is about gathering your tools so that you can move forward in a strong way. And this is about the obstacles that you need to overcome, or what you've overcome. And I feel like you're doing a great job here. This is talking about everything that you want that's in your thoughts from above, bringing that down. And look at, it's saying the way, the love of how you thought it should be with your lover and being really happy is now coming back down to you. This unconditional love is being sent in, and it's coming in a hurry. Like, it's not going to be something that you're going to have to wait for. And you see the garden at the bottom here. It's kind of talking about having that family life, the infinite potential, and being able to be with someone that you can love unconditionally, and they also love you back unconditionally. So it's an even exchange between the lovers. That's really an awesome energy. So things are getting better. Yes, there's a cup of romance coming in. A long time coming. It's kind of like to make up for if this energy, maybe you were in a relationship and there was 3 people in it and you weren't aware of it, and then this could be representing how you feel, not so much on the physical, but like inside, right? And now this is the healing journey, and now we're moving forward with this new cup of love. That's what the Knight of Cups is. He's the knight in shining armor, well dressed, well put together. And look at his horse. Look at the different energies of the knights here. A lot of horse energy coming in on this reading. It's probably because I've been doing all these Chinese New Year of the Horse energy. So, which knight would you prefer? There's only one more. So if you were asking God and praying, hey, I need a knight in shining armor, here you go. And they're coming in with a cup of love. That's awesome. I love it. And this is like at a nice pace, you know. There's no rush. There's not a standstill. You're not stuck. It's just right. Perfect. Yeah. So this is a mental trap energy, right? And so this is talking about, I feel like this is talking about being able to almost like see the light, see the funny side of it or whatever. For some reason, it's kind of like taking life so seriously that, and maybe you needed to at the time, but now it's being, I feel like this is talking about being released from prison kind of energy. And in some cases, this actually physically does mean being released from prison or being stuck in a prison, a mental prison. But if you get out of it, you know, then this energy, like those swords are behind them, and there's just one here, one thought. Let's move forward. She's already got her 1 foot on land, and this may have been a lake, and now it's just a puddle kind of energy. That's the energy I'm feeling, because it's kind of like very similar to this card, you know, the wounded. And really, there's nothing stopping her from moving forward. Having said that, there's a castle in the background, and that's in the back. And you know how they say your home is your castle? I feel like this is like no longer, she's bound up, but she's not duty bound. She could just walk away, you know, and say, go find someone and say, hey, knight in shining armor, could you please remove this blindfold and untie? I mean, it wouldn't be that hard to get out of this situation, right? Sometimes this can actually represent an actual prison, and sometimes this can represent law coming in to bring law and order. But we'll see. For some of you, it may be about that, because we have also this energy of the third party and all of that. But look at this. This is basically, this is saying you've waited a long time. This was a long time that you were in this energy. I also feel that if it was some sort of surgery that you needed to have, and, you know, that you had to have more than one, and, you know, like so that's the energy. But now we have the 10 of Cups here. And so this energy is talking about like ultimate fulfillment, having the person that you really want to be with. That's like this energy here. You know, and making the romantic offer, and they say, sure, I'll go with you, knight in shining armor. And we have like the, you know, the couple happy together, the children happy together, you know, all the beautiful land around you, a good home, a good neighborhood, you know, just loving everything about your life, total fulfillment, enough money, you don't have to worry, that kind of energy. All the worries are done, like this energy here. Done. Like it's saying, but it is also saying that it's a choice that you need to make to be able to move forward and let go of what bound you to this energy. Because there could be, you know, with this card here, it could have been very scary for you, especially if it was a health issue or something like that, or if you found out that the person that you trusted so much was with someone else, and maybe it involved pentacles for you too, like you were scared for your life kind of energy. And then we have, coming in next, is a reconciliation card. I feel like this sometimes represents reconciliation, but I feel it's more like a reconciliation of your inner child to how you are now, and what happened here to being able to be in this, like to be able to say like, wow, you know, look how much better my life has become now. And like this, because this energy, it can sometimes mean that you're reuniting with someone or reconciling with someone. But I feel like in this instance, it's more like you're reconciling with your innocent self before you got something really triggered you here, is the energy I'm getting. Like it was very triggering that you were, it kind of took your confidence away, that life is good and that you could ever be happy again, that kind of energy. And this is kind of, this energy is, there's 6 cups here, but they all have flowers, and those white flowers are about innocence. And this looks like 2 children, but it's not. It's a gnome and a little old lady or a young woman, depending on how you see the face. And then this person in the background watching over the children is actually walking away from them. So it's about illusions from your childhood. And I feel like you did dig deep to heal that part of yourself. And also if it was, having the innocence of someone like, oh, my life is going to be beautiful, and then something really negative happens and it's really scared you. This can talk about forgiveness, forgiveness for yourself, forgiveness for others. But when you forgive someone, like maybe that's the energy here, if you were able to forgive, that's a beautiful gift to yourself and to the other person, actually. Having said that, you don't even have to talk to them to forgive them, and it's not about them, it's about you healing, healing this wounded warrior energy and being able to be back in a place where you can move forward. And so the road to reconciliation begins with forgiveness. Having said that, you can forgive someone and just never ever have anything to do with them again, or even tell them you forgave them. You just and when you do that, what you're doing is you're letting go of the burden and you're returning it back to them. And so you're not bound to it in any way, you're just free. And that's the energy I feel like, oh, I'm free again. And then, yeah, like a teenager kind of energy. So because the Page of Wands is coming in here now, and the Page of Wands, they would work for the king and queen in the court, and they would generally start working around 7 to 14, and they'd be from probably one of the more elite families around. And if they were, really good apprentice and all of that, then they could, if they possibly, if they had enough money to be able to purchase a horse when they were 21, be put up for knighthood. And so this is someone who has a feather in their cap. They're passionate about where they're going. They're enthusiastic. They're ready to take on new that's the good energy of the fire horse, right? Is having the fire and the passion to move forward and really do it in an enthusiastic way and recover that innocence within you after going through some really challenging times. And that is a kind of a choice of forgiveness in some cases, but it also can be a choice of allowing yourself to open your heart back up again and be vulnerable, which can be very scary. So the Ace of Swords comes in here now, and so this is another gift from the divine on top of this reward. And it's saying, okay, now that you're in this place, this is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. That you deserve to be in this feather in a cap, and a feather in your cap energy, and that you were always meant to be a happy child, and the hardships that you went through, but you've grown from them. This is talking about the tools, the obstacles, the courage to face it, and then, the pain in that. And look at all the beauty that comes in from doing that. And this is your heart's desires now. And this is saying that you deserve that energy. Now, when this card comes in, again, this is what you say when you swear on a Bible in court. I'll tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God. And we have this, and we also, that could be law and order, and this, that could actually be prison. So for some of you, it might have something to do with legal matters or something like that. And then we have the 8 of Wands. So look at that. So this is saying these 8 wands that are behind you, these actions that were taken, maybe things that you've been working on that you thought you would never have, that's what starts to come in for you. And these are about to land. Or it can talk about the actions of people that, because we've got 8 of Wands and 8 of Swords here, and it's sitting right on that this energy could be, that there's going to be justice coming in for what put you, the actions maybe of others that put you in this energy. There's several scenarios coming up in my mind here, but those are the top 2. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles coming in. So the Queen of Pentacles is sitting on her throne, and she is very good at being resourceful and quality over quantity. This is talking old money. This is talking about bringing in this energy so that this reward of the pentacle, I feel like she's holding it. And so this could be in the past. You might have been with someone. Remember, this could be a female. In the queens could be females in their feminine energy. They could be males in their feminine energy, and they could also be one person that has learned so much that now they've adopted these qualities of the knights and the queens, that kind of energy, and they're really becoming more and more solid all the time, and all of the seeds that you planted to harvest are coming in now, and that's the energy that's coming in. So the pentacles do represent money, but they also represent your health, being in really good health and wealth, and as well as your authentic desires. This is about your heart's desires. So having the partner maybe to share it with, that you really can trust, that you can rely on. And and in the past, I feel like you maybe didn't have that, because this is talking about having a strong foundation for your heart's desires and even your crowning glory. And so you might have always felt like you had to be on the lookout kind of energy, always having a little bit short of what you needed, not necessarily being able to ever rely on this person, and and then even the ultimate betrayal of being cheated on kind of energy. And then we have, because the King of Swords is coming in here, right on this energy as well. And the King of Swords is an authority figure that cuts through the bullshit. This is generally someone that earns their profession using their words. Quite often a lawyer, prosecutor, could be a judge, it could be a politician, someone that has a lot of authority and someone that uses their words. It could also be a mentor, someone that is an influencer, that kind of energy to get back on your feet, to give you the courage and everything. But with this energy, and this energy, and this energy, and this energy, and this energy, I feel like there could be some sort of legal matter that is going to be resolved now for you. This sometimes can also represent a divorce lawyer or being divorced from the King of Swords. Quite often, if someone's more likely to be divorced, it's the King and Queen of Swords. And so that energy could be talking about the legalities of that being over, and now you're able to move forward fully, in a new relationship. And then we have, it was matters of the heart. So that was, for some of you, part of it. I do feel like for some of you it might have had something to do with your health. Sometimes this card can represent your health. And so, but it's going back to this subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind. Remember when we talked about that, having those all, having a good handle on that, right? And now, look at this. Now this is your heart's desires, and this is being able to speak it into being. And maybe there is some real nasty things that were said about you by these three energies, and it caused a lot of damage, like maybe your reputation or whatever, and you weren't able to speak your truth, or no one would believe your truth. Because this looks like it could be a cliff with a cloud, but it also could be someone's throat, and having your heart in your throat. I'm also getting there's some actual real fear here. Like these people took it to the limit. Like this isn't just like kind of sort of being mean. This is like going out of your way to ruin someone's life for whatever reason. And usually it's because of this, right? And so, this energy is, there's some justice coming here regarding this. And it could be regarding a divorce settlement or something like that. It could be a court case of some sort, some broken laws, whatever. But I'm getting, for some of you, it is about that also. And then we have the King of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles is talking about the money really coming in now. So we got the Queen here, and now the Queen, and this could be like this new person that you're with. When you get together, the two of you have like a lot of success together. That's the energy. And remember, this could be a female in their masculine energy, and the same. So, but I feel like the heartbreak is like, this is about it being like being able to talk about it, it being resolved and not needing to worry about it. If it was like being afraid to speak your truth, you're able to, and that you get justice. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, is like swearing on a Bible in court and having to be forced to get the truth so that you do have resolution on whatever that was. And that could be, because this is like where you are at the beginning of the year and of 2026. So this could have been going on for 10 years or more, you know, that kind of energy. And you're finally getting resolution, and maybe that caused your health problems, you know, that kind of energy. And this card is saying that it could have been people that were from your childhood that you knew about it, or that kind of energy. There was a lot of gossip about it. Everybody was talking about it. They were talking about you, you know, that kind of energy. And now the truth is coming out, and this is going to open up this is generational wealth, a legacy for wealth, something you can pass down to your children. It's, you know, it's about, and it's health, wealth, and happiness, having the lifestyle to go along with it. Yeah, fulfillment, yes. You deserve it. If you've been through this, you deserve it. And so this is the card of commitment in marriage. And so this is talking about having gone through that portal. Where was that portal? Here, all the way down here. Look at that, hey? When you make up your mind what you want and you are determined to have like that peace of mind, look what can happen. Really beautiful energy, that fulfillment, and with someone who's a King of Cups. Really awesome. This is someone who has a cup of love for you that is like this this energy, that a reward, you know, coming in for being on your right path. And this is like the King of Cups is sitting on his throne, and he's right out in the middle of troubled waters there. You notice he doesn't care. He's like, I've got a good grip on my emotions. And when I'm ready, I make a move, and I'm ready now. This is a commitment that the King of Cups wants to make. And he also has like the lifestyle and everything else to support it. And also a fair person is what's coming up, you know, that kind of energy. So this is really a kind of an awesome reading in some ways, and a sad reading in other ways, you know, real life. If we go from the past up to the top and back down the pyramid, we have like, yeah, being like, you know, sabotaged, betrayal, major betrayal. And it was someone that you thought was your lover, and there was some energy put into it, you know, like that's the energy here. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles having to be very resourceful, and then having to start over again, with less than what you had, but determined to go after your heart's desires, having the fulfillment and the commitment with someone who really does love you, and has the money to back it. So you don't have to worry about love and money anymore. The heartbreak, you can let it go. You can speak your truth. Justice is coming in. Your reputation restored kind of energy. This is the Page of Wands, is that feeling youthful again. And I feel like this is like reuniting with your inner child, like having that playfulness again that you lost in the innocence, like a feeling like, oh, the world's a good, safe place to be in. And this is talking about it happened because you went forward with, these were able to land, and you were able to reap the harvest from those because you were determined. You stood your ground, like you didn't just go down. You're nobody's victim. That's the energy. And deciding like, okay, really putting the energy into healing and having a calmer life, and determined to do so. So this is now, you can celebrate, not with these people, but you'll be celebrating with people that you really resonate with you. This is really a good reading. I like it. We're going to clarify it now with my oracle cards, Tales from the Vector. TAILS. If you like this reading, please do like and comment. It really does help me to build my channel. I would really appreciate it. And we're going to clarify. I started this is courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light, and I started this back in 2007. There was 64 paintings that I completed by 2020. And now I'm working on bringing the actual deck out. I'm working on the information that goes along with it. So I have the numbers of the paintings, how they are in my gallery, in my website, talesfromthevector.com, and that's TAILS. So if you want, I will, in the description box below, I will put the numbers in the order they appear here, if you want to take a look and gain some more insight. So I'm just tuning these cards into those cards, and we're going to see if we can clarify this energy a little bit more for you. I feel like this is like been quite a lot. It's been a lot. So this is the one, yeah, the Hierophant's coming out. So this is talking about traditional structure. I feel like there is, for some of you, some sort of court or, you know, some legalities that are happening in the 3D. And this can also talk about spiritual court. Like, so that, like, having the justice that you deserve, being able to get out of, you know, having this better outcome, being on your path. And this is the happiest card in the deck, so it's bringing, and that energy, I feel like this is talking about at the beginning of January, moving into 2026. And as I do this reading, I mean, we're only, like, this will be posted on the 4th day of January, but we're in that full moon energy of Cancer, so it's a very emotional moon. So if you're feeling like still like this, just breathe and get through it, because happiness is coming. It's on its way. And this is Mother's Worry. So this could have been, like, it wasn't just you they sabotaged, but they went after your children too. Like, if you can't get someone on the ground, then, you know, go after their children, and that should do it. If a mother's in worry over her children, it really weakens her energy, and it weakens the children's energy also. And quite often, like, women are taught, like, when we're mothers, that we need to worry. I feel that on a more global scale, this is talking about the concerns and the worries of the planet as we move forward into this year, because it's been, you know, it's been a challenging time for a lot of people, and the times are very challenging. So possibilities are challenges in disguise, or challenges, sorry, are possibilities in disguise. And both, I guess, it could be both. So I feel like this is also talking about, like, the general worry that a lot of people consider the earth, like they call the earth Mother Earth. So that kind of energy is kind of like the concern that the overwhelming humanity has for what's happening on the planet right now. And so this is talking about, you know, God has a plan, and we might not be able to understand the plan, but if we stay devoted to staying on our journey, like, in doing the best that we can, being the best version of ourselves, that's being devoted to that. You know, getting back up and, okay, I'm gonna take another step forward. I'm gonna do it better this time. I'm gonna learn from my mistakes. I'm gonna move forward. That's the energy of the Temperance. And having the patience to be able to do it, and the devotion. So this is talking about sometimes when things are just too much, you just have to surrender. And that doesn't mean like you become a victim. That means like this enlightenment that comes in from God. Sometimes when we're in this state, well, in the wee hours of the morning, it's kind of like praying and asking for guidance, you know. If that guidance comes in, then we can move forward and become stronger. We have the Emperor energy, so this is about performance and being able, I feel like, to really get your shift together under some very challenging situations here. I keep getting this energy, like actual fear of speaking up, fear of being able to speak the truth, you know, fear of your life, fear for your children's lives, fear of, you know, of what's going to happen to everybody, that kind of energy. Not good energy. Pisces is coming in, so this is about authority coming in, and this is also about sink or swim energy. That's the energy I feel like you felt like you were in. that, you know, every decision you made was like going to either empower you in a way that you saved yourself, or like life and death situations is what I'm getting. Actual life and death situations. Like these people went really far. And then we have the Leo energy. So this is about being a leader. And I just want to say, as I'm putting these cards out, this is a general collective reading. So if these cards that show horoscope signs come up and you sort of recognize people in that are in that sign, that could be true for you, but that's not my intention in this general collective reading. I'm talking about the state of being of each of these signs and what the horoscope offers us to learn from. And talking about the different stages of life. It's not about age, though. It's more about, you know, everybody matures at a different age. So this is talking about this energy, that the wounded warrior energy. A lot of that was coming from the actions, your actions and other people's actions of like kind of teenage boys, impulsive energy, like that energy I'm talking about the fire horse to avoid. Because especially if you're really emotional from the full moon right now, and also when people are in this energy and doing this to another human being, like this is really, really sad, really. And that's when they love to do it, on the full moon. That's their very favorite, right? So just, you know, watch out for low-flying witches. You know, trust your instincts. Like the full moon energy, usually we can feel it 3 days before, 3 days after. So we're about 2 more days of this really intense energy with that. And so also, this is coming up, this energy of someone perhaps got in that cheating energy because they perceived that the grass was greener on the other side. And then they found out it was fake. And a lot of people talk about that energy. And of course that comes up. We're all human. But what this energy is saying is you can also have green grass that's real. You just have to tend it. You know, like you have to water it, you have to fertilize it, you have to cut it quite often, you have to weed it, that kind of energy. So it's talking about, you know, how much energy do you want to put into something. And then we have mother figures and father figures here coming in. So this could be an energy where it actually involved family members as well. Like it's talking about your original family. That's the energy there. And then we have dissemination of information. So dissemination is like when, you know, every profession has their own language. And this is about using language that people can't really understand that well. And so it's, you know, it's blurred a little, like the meaning is blurred a little. And so it's kind of like there's an elephant in the room, but everybody's like, elephant? What elephant? No, that didn't happen. You know, what are you talking about? Why are you being so paranoid? That didn't happen. Nobody was out, you know, nobody was trying to, you know, like that kind of energy. And so it's kind of like causing you to be in this energy where you may as well not say anything anymore at that point. Like, what's the point, right? But that's when you find out. Another way that you can really find out is like if people are avoiding you when this energy when the truth starts coming out, it's because they maybe had a part in it. People avoid people that they have put in this energy. They'll avoid you like you wouldn't believe. They don't, you know, that kind of energy. And the other part of that it's saying is also recognizing that sometimes when we'll get to the clarification on that, but this is like being able to manifest and being able to, like the sacral chakra is the energy that we manifest from. And this is talking about like being able to get back that energy, like that passion, like that, you know, and if someone has been through a health issue, quite often the hormones are out of whack in that. So it's talking about being able to get back into that energy again. And then we have justice coming in. And this is justice on the spiritual as well as on the physical realm. And then we also have a foolhardy. So you can now anticipate your journey. And this is what I wanted to see, because this energy, it was coming up. Okay, what's the apology about? Is this between a partner? Is this like, I feel like it's also got to do with family members. And that now, like, just because you forgive them does not mean you have to reconcile with them. If you're avoiding them, and that's the energy that's coming up here, avoidance, hey, we don't want to see it, we don't want to hear it, that kind of energy. And you feel like you can never, well, they've shown you who they are, you can't trust them anymore. So why have them in your life? It's okay to forgive them and, you know, not carry that with you, but you do not have to go to family reunions and all of those things if you feel like to this level. That's not, you know, it's not something that you have to feel, you know, like we're, oh, okay, yeah, I need to forgive my family. You know, a lot of us are taught family is everything. Sometimes, unfortunately, family isn't everything. And then we have the trauma queen. So this is sitting right on here, you know, and that kind of energy is like people, you know, some people really do enjoy having a lot of drama. And also, if you're raised in a family with a lot of drama, we have a lot of these major accomplices coming out. There's only 6, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. And so if you're raised with all this drama, if you're in a relationship that is calm, it can feel like, is there something wrong here? You know, so it's sort of talking about overcoming that trauma and having this peace, like being in this state. Okay, I want this peace, and if that requires you not being around those people, then that's what you need to do. And it's sad, but you know, it's no more. It's after you've been through this, it's kind of like, this was sad too. You know, that kind of energy. Don't want to do that again. So this is the Hangman. This is about getting the balance back. And I feel like that's where you're at. Like in the end, this will all balance out. The Hangman hangs from the tree of knowledge to get a different perspective. And so when they're hanging upside down, they can see things from a different angle. And then when the aura around their head becomes bright, they're willing to move forward. And that last card I got here is the chakra, your base root chakra, overcoming these survival. Like that's the energy that I was picking up. Actually afraid, like for your survival, that kind of energy. And so this is talking about, you know, if you wish upon a star, a shooting star, that your wish is supposed to come true, but you have to have a good attitude and, you know, do some of the work yourself. You can't just wish upon a star and then wait for it to come to you, kind of energy. So this is talking really, and speaking of the star, just as I put the deck down upside down and it came up with the star. So saying, you know, you deserve to have this. And, you know, it was your good attitude that managed to get you through this. Attitude can take you a long way. Yeah, I don't know if I really enjoyed this reading so much. It was kind of like almost like, what? Like, who are these people? But anyway, please do give it a like and a comment if you learned something from it, and consider subscribing to the channel if it's you know, resonating with you. I would really, really be honored if you did so. And I will be back with another daily reading, a daily timely reading. Remember, if this is something that you're seeing a few weeks or months into the future, or a year, whenever that is, take a look back at what was going on when I posted it, and it may give you some more insight. Bye for now. Okay, little Stella. You silly girl. You're a silly girl. You are.